Hey guys, on today's video, we're going to talk about 3 major mistakes that people make on their YouTube channel. So let's get right into it. Before I get started on these tips, if you're new to my channel, then welcome. I would like to have you. My channel is all about learning and innovating YouTube. So with that said, let's get started and let's get right into it. So don't forget to subscribe. Coming in, and number one is thinking you have to load videos just because. One of the things that I always tell people is take the time to prepare for your videos. Do the research before you make a video. Have clarity over your videos. Don't just make a video because you think you have to. Trust me, your audience will thank you. So one of the key things that a lot of people do is that I see it all the time is they don't take the time to study the video. They'll just throw videos after videos after videos, thinking that if they upload 150 videos a day or however many videos they can cram in a week, that their YouTube channel will become successful. And clearly that's not the case. I used to think that way. And that's one of the mistakes that I did. And believe me, it wasn't good because you get worn out and then you end up not seeing anything but hearing nothing but crickets. Because at the end of the day, nobody's looking at your channel, the videos are not being watched, and you're just wasting time and energy that you don't need to be wasting. And number 2, one of the most important things that I see people that don't really take the time to really focus is very, very important, and it's actually the number 1 most important thing that I think people need to focus on, and that is thumbnails. People don't focus too much on thumbnails. They focus more about their content than they do thumbnails. Now, I'm not saying not focus on content and not worry about content and all that. No, but you need to focus on his thumbnail. Is if your editing skills, like me, like this girl, it ain't good, I guarantee you practicing thumbnails or looking at other people's thumbnails and getting an idea and practicing and being creative and trying to figure out a way to become creative with your thumbnails, it's going to make a huge difference. I promise you. Because what is the first thing people see when they check out a new video or it gets suggested on YouTube? They see your thumbnail first before they even see whatever you got to talk about. And if your thumbnail is not legible, it's blurry, or it just doesn't look appealing, they're just not ever going to click on it. They're just going to blow next. And that's sadly what I was doing. I wasn't focusing on the things that I needed to focus on, which was fixing my thumbnails. My thumbnails were lacking horribly. And so that's why sometimes I step away and I don't make a lot of videos and I may be gone for a while. It's for that reason. It's also because I have a lot of things going on and because I also take the time to study and practice my thumbnails because I literally lack on that, and that's something that I need to continue to have to get better at it so that my videos can match my potential, my thumbnails. And that's something that I feel like we all have to, sometimes we all lack. And that's one of the mistakes that I see a lot of YouTubers do is they try to make cutesy thumbnails with like writing that you can't legibly see, you know, and they're small print or they're not large enough or it's not in the thumbnail pattern, which is like the size of the thumbnail itself, so it cuts off certain lettering or certain parts of what you wanted your thumbnail to be. So you want just practice thumbnails, and one of the ways that I practice thumbnails is using InstaShot, and it already has a pamphlet that's the size for YouTube thumbnails, so I don't have to go in there and try to find the size and make it myself for my thumbnails. It's already there, easy setup. I just have to just practice and just keep going with it. So that's one of the other things that people really, I see that people make mistakes in, is not focusing enough on thumbnails. Number 3 is not taking the time to script or to write down what you're going to say. I see this mistake more common often not is when a lot of people are like, oh, I can just make a video and wing it and talk about because I already know what I want to talk about. I already know what I'm going to say. But 99% of the time is sometimes we forget. And then there's times where we're like, crap, there was something that I left out, or you end up getting tongue twisted and you're like, what was I gonna say? Or some people get camera shy and they're just like, cut. So one of the things that I always tell people is so that you give the most value out of your videos is scripting or doing a bullet point or whatever works for you, or taking down notes, because that helps. So it helps not only get your point across, it helps you stay with your video on point, it helps keep your content fun and creative, and you're not like all over the place kind of messy type. And it also helps you less editing, because you're not going to be doing like, oh, I need to add this to it, or oh, I need to keep adding this because I forgot. And you're not going to get your head so overwhelmed and waste energy you don't need to waste. And lastly but not least, I'll give you guys another tip, is editing skills. Editing skills are very, very important, and they're really key to this, because I'm guilty of doing this. It's just, oh, I think it's a great video, submitting. And it's not taking the time to go back and edit. Sometimes one of the tips that I tell my YouTubers or my friends, like on YouTube when they ask me questions, or my friends even at home, or my family, like when I make videos, how do I edit and what do I do, is one of the things that I like telling people is take the time to let someone else see your video and take notes of where they left off. Like, okay, they decided to look at their phone in this clip. They stopped paying attention at 30 seconds into the video, and then start analyzing, why did they do that? Why did they stop watching my video? And then start doing it with 3 different people, so you can see if they're the same consistently, that all 3 of your people stop watching in the same spot, or did it change, or did you find someone that actually genuinely like your videos? And that's going to help you not only know who your audience is, it's going to help you give your audience the type of videos that they've been wanting to see from you, and they're not boring, and you're thinking outside the box, and you're kind of going in there and taking the time to edit, because editing, I believe, takes time, and if it's rushed, sometimes you can miss a lot of points, and people can actually be like, okay, she didn't really need to babble about that, or not care about that. So editing is very, very important. That's something else that I do, is I watch tutorials on editing. I use InstaShot to create all my videos and edit all my videos. So if you guys do InstaShot, then give me down a thumbs like button, let me know that you guys are on the same page as me, love InstaShot like I do. I think it's easy, creative, and fun. It's a cheap little app that I like to use. You can use it on iPhone or Android. I bought it for both my Android and my iPhone, so if I ever need to use my Android and make a video on my Android phone that my son's currently using, I can always go back and use InstaShot in there and edit it and do videos on that, or I can just use my iPhone. And so those are the 3 common mistakes that I see people make, with the tip of extra plus 4. So let me know comment down below what are the most tips that you see people making, because I honestly have made every single one of these mistakes, and I have learned from them. So I hope these help you and not to make the same mistakes, and I hope your YouTube channel thrives. And if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. I'd love to have you, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can see more videos just like this one.